Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So after a lot of hard work, um, I am ready to finally light this AGM up. If you guys got a quick moment and want to stick around and watch this, grab yourself a cup of coffee, something to drink, and I'll get everything prepped and ready, and I'll bring you back. All right, I got some. Here we go. Test a little gasket works good. Put some kerosene in it. I don't know what you guys use for kerosene, but I just buy this jug. And there's gas stations around my house that sell kerosene, but you need, put a big jug. Something like this, 1 gallon, will last me months. So yeah, it's more money than going, but I feel like that's a little bit of cleaner kerosene than what you're going to get at a gas station. I am super pumped to finally get this. Now what I did was I had to make a little preheater cup wick. Let's take this off, I'll show you. Just like a heater wick, and I took all what comes in there is asbestos materials, so I removed all that, put heater wick. I tried it first with this off, just to kind of put a little alcohol in there, burn it, see how, and it worked great. I'm just gonna roll with that for the time being, but we need to burn that in. We'll do that now. Now remember, with kerosene, you want to burn this in, and then we're going to add the alcohol to the preheater, then light it. If I go to light it now and that's in the way, it's going to cause you a little issue because you're just skipping a step. Especially when you put these on, it gets tricky the first time because you go to put it on and you gotta, before you put the generator up in this, you got to slide this in, so it gets a little first couple times doing it. I messed up and I did steps out of order, and then you're trying to take this off, put the preheater cup on, but not hurt the manual because you already lit it. So it's a learning curve. It's not like a white gas startup. But either way, for me, it just, it's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So right now, I just want to just do a crack open here, just to, yeah, just to send a little fuel up that generator. Like I said, this is the first fire up after refurbish, so you want to make sure you get a little. This came with the 639. Yeah, 639 lantern I got. And what's nice is, especially when, say you got the globe on, you can get up in there and put it right in. And now I did have, don't know what they used. I did have an extra US Pyrex. I'm not sure what they used on this model, but I thought since it was a military lantern, and if this one fit, we would run with it. If I were to do it, and I might down the road, actually, hold on, I just saw it. I gotta. I thought these would clean up cleanup better. So if I would have known that, I would have just went with the high temp paint. You know, I might have just did the whole thing, you know, just to make sure you preserve the metal and it just don't get all rusty again. So we will roll with this for today. And to be honest with you, it'll probably be its permanent home, even though it's not the original. If I come across one on my travels, you know, and I see it, I'll get it. But I think it's pretty cool seeing having a U.S., especially with a like I said, the military. Let's make sure I get it in. Right, there we go. All right. To kind of show you how. And what's nice about running alcohol is even though that's up there, I just hit it one time like that, and that's it. That's what I love about using that as a preheat cup. Some people use different. Some people put kerosene in there. I've seen on different YouTube videos. Now kerosene's got a different flash point than white gas, so that's why the use of this is required. Alright, I think let's give it a shot, see. I'll let it go a little more before I try to turn it. You almost want to wait till it's burnt out before you do it. The longer you give it to heat up, you know, the better. See how it's kind of coming down, and that's what I'll. Perfect example of right here, just sometimes it don't go, so let's add a little bit more. Being that this was a fresh build, sometimes it might take you 2 times or so to get things going. There we go. Still have this off. Okay, we're going to turn it on now. Clear the pipe on this over. There we go. There you have it. 1940s AGM 3470, known as the American model. This one was fun. I had to do tank repair on this one. This had stress cracks. I Cas-weld the tank. And after the tank was good, then we worked on paint. Sounds really good. Alright, I apologize about that. I do not know how long the microphone was off. Maybe a minute or two or a couple minutes, but real fun build. Like I said, this one had stress cracks. We had to Cas-weld the tank. After the tank was fully sealed, and then we moved to paint and cleanup of all the rust and stuff. If I didn't tell you before, this is a 1940s model AGM, made in the US. Super bright. Let's take it outside and see what it looks like. Nothing like the sound of a lantern. Cheers. Oh, we're crooked. Hold on, hold on. Cheers. Appreciate you guys hanging out as we do this light up. It's been a journey to get here, but I'm so glad that it's done and turned out great. But we have a lot of stuff to get to. Just picked up this today with the thermos globe. This is a Montgomery Ward's model. I have this one, and it had the darker top, and was able to find with the same color. So I'm not too sure what this came off of, if it was a different model or something back, but yeah, garage sale. You never know what you find, man. Never know. With the globe, I mean, just to find a globe in good condition, and you know, especially, see if I can, bottom clean. I'm going to spray the cage with some high temp paint, but no, you never know what you find. Got a good deal on this, so you can't go wrong with especially with a lantern and the globe. And you always find those $1, $5, $10, but I was happy to pay the $15 because it was the matching top and it had the globe. And I got a green thermos. We did a video on that. That came with the globe. If you guys know, put in the comments, but on these Montgomery Wards, the Western Field is what they called these. Did they have their own glass, or were they using thermos glass? Or if you guys know, let me know if you have one of these. What does your glass say? I've only seen it with either the globe you can get on like a 275, a Pyrex. They put that on here, or they have the thermos. So, but if you know, throw it in the comments. But I appreciate you guys hanging out as we did a first fire up after a total recondition, and we saved this from the trash. This was gonna end up in the dumpster for sure, and that's the way it was sold. The way I bought it, it said for parts only, You know, they said the tank wasn't no good, and then it just said it had stress cracks. Well, if you don't know how to epoxy a tank and use Caswell or other products like Caswell, you know, then at that point, yeah, I guess you would be out of luck. But there's always a let's see if we can clear it one more time. There we go. Most of the time, there is always a way to fix things, and this right here is an example of that. This is 242A, which the check valve fell, that hooks to the air tube fell inside the tank. Sent this out to Bruce, cut the bottom off, fixed it, and then put a new bottom on and soldered that in. So this has been sitting up here pressurized for a week now. And we had no problem. I took the cap off earlier. It has not leaked or gave any problems, so I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow, and we'll get that lit up and put on the shelf and get working on the next one. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Father's Day is tomorrow. It's Saturday right now, the day before. I'll see you guys in a few days. I got a bunch of videos I'm gonna probably put out back to back, so we'll get caught up and we'll get moving on. And I appreciate all the support that you guys have shown me, and how kind you have been in the videos. Especially if I don't know something, I'm not a professional. This is one of those crafts where you learn the best just by getting your hands dirty and messing with lanterns. YouTube is great to find tips and tricks, but not every lantern is on YouTube. So, alright guys, I appreciate... Hold up. Let's see if we put a couple pumps into it. What we got going on here? Looks a little overburned. It wasn't doing that before. What I found out is if you get a little, could be just the speck of something in the pickup tube, especially in a new build, as much as you clean stuff out and keep your area clean, stuff like this can happen. So I wait till it almost goes out, and then I crack it open, and I try maybe do it a couple times and see if whatever's in that fuel tube, if I can work it out. See if it'll work itself out. Alright, well, I'm going to run a tank through it anyways, but we'll get it figured out. I see it trying to clear, so we haven't lost any. It's not a pressure issue because we haven't lost any. So it's strictly just a, you get a, like I said, just a speck of something. So we'll let it run and clear out. But I appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, and just like that, it cleared out. No overburn. Running good. Running very good. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next one.